Bulletcast for life.
Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Black Power Ranking, episode 20. It's officially back. In a couple days would be the 1-year anniversary of the last time I did one. Sorry about that. Just been going and going, but that's really no excuse. Should have put out a couple more, at least last year. But no, it's back. Like I said in that tweet, I'm happy that it's back. I couldn't think of a better time to bring it back than Black History Month. So with that being said, episode 20, this is just going to be kind of a... how do I want to put this? Just kind of a general list of people that I've felt shined in the last year or so. So with that being said, let's get into it. No honorable mentions this time. I know I did some last time. But here we go. So we'll go from 5 to 1. I like to have 5 subjects to talk about. I feel like it makes the podcast and the Black Power Ranking a different device from any other type of podcast that I do. So with that being said, coming in at number 5, it is the Conglomerate, consisting of d-rouge, Midas, Creed, and Alpha Zoe. Alpha Zoe just ironically happens to be the Bulletcast champion. No, but seriously, those 3 gentlemen have really had a rise here in the Northern California scene, especially in the Bay Area, with West Coast Pro, them forming that group. I mean, whether it's the State Room, Colonial Theater, Irish Cultural Center, doesn't matter if they're wrestling in San Francisco, Sacramento, etc. They excel at a very high level. The rivalry with 440 was something special, and they all bring something to the table. Zoe's the power, Midas is the speed, Rogue has power and speed. So it's just they all bring something to the table, and they're incredibly fun to watch. As soon as their music hits, you know you're in for a good time. And then I think it was the first time that West Coast Pro was at the Irish Cultural Center. I hope that's the name of the venue. United Irish Cultural Center, I believe that's the official name of the venue, in San Francisco. There's that photo of Midas, Zoe, and Rogue, making their entrance. They're all in the ring or sitting on the turnbuckles, and the streamers are flying, and it's a perfect photo. And I think the photo encapsulates, just the true rise that all 3 of them have had together. And I can't wait to see, what happens with the Conglomerate moving forward, regardless of wherever they wrestle, because they're an incredibly talented trio, and they're all extremely talented individually. Moving on from that, number 4, I'm going to go with Ricky Starks. I believe he was on the honorable mentions the last time I did one of these, so now he's on the official list. Ricky Starks has really risen, man, from the stuff with Team Taz and the FTW Championship, and then now doing this thing with Jericho. He's come a long way, man. I mean, he got that big win over Jake Hager, and him versus Jericho is going to be nice. I mean, they're going to work well together. Starks, he can go, man. He has the crowd truly invested in what he's doing. They love him. They want to cheer him. And, he did have that little thing with MJF, and I kind of wanted more of that. There was something really there. I mean, the maxi pad line got a huge pop out of, I know, me and a lot of other people. I know MJF did call him a dollar store Dwayne, because, I mean, Ricky Starks, he does get comparisons to The Rock. You could really see it when he was in NWA cutting those promos, going after the television title over there. You could see the rockness of him. But hey, man, sure, you can compare him to Dwayne, and that's not a bad comparison at all, but Ricky Starks is his own man, and he's doing great work. I love his in-ring work. He has one of the best spears in the business, I think, and he's just fun to watch. That's it. That's really all you can say. He's incredibly fun to watch. He's very talented on the microphone, and he could carry. I think he could carry a company. I could see him being the AEW champion at some point in time down the line. Moving on to number 3, Wes Lee, who successfully retained his North American Championship against Dijak. last night at NXT Vengeance Day, which that was a fun show, really fun show. Wes Lee's really coming to his own, man. From the Rascals, and then they go on to become MSK and NXT, having the tag title run. And of course, his partner was released due to what was going on there. But nonetheless, Wes Lee has stuck it out, and he's become a big time player for NXT. He really has. He's a great North American champion, and his singles run has been fun. It really has. I think last night beating Dijak was the big proving ground. Like, no, I'm here to stay. I can be ready for the big strap. You know what I'm saying? And then moving on to number 2, I'm going to go with the man that is him, Carmelo Hayes. He is him. Melo is money. I saw he had a little argument with, or a little exchange with Carmelo on Twitter about, using the is money line. I mean, Melo, it's similar. But Carmelo Hayes, man, I mean, come on. Cruiserweight champion, 2 reigns as North American champion, really elevated that. His feud with Apollo Crews, and shout out to Apollo Crews for going back down to NXT. I think Apollo Crews could be the honorable mention for going back down there and kind of revitalizing his career. But Carmelo Hayes is special. He truly is. Watched him on the Indies as Christian Casanova, and he is truly transcended into his own. I think he's the guy to beat Braun Breaker for the championship. I mean, he got that big win. He just beat him 2-0 in that 2 out of 3 falls match last night that he had with Apollo Crews. Carmelo Hayes, he's the one, man. And shout out Trick Williams. He is so incredible. He is so incredibly important to Carmelo's act. I don't think that's a pairing you would want to break up. I know they usually do that from time to time. It's kind of like a wrestling trope. The manager gets tired of the person they're working for, and then they go on to have a feud. You saw it with Diesel and Shawn. You've seen it with MJF and Wardlow. But no, keep them together, man, because they are doing something truly special. Love Carmelo Hayes. He's the guy to carry NXT into the future. Honestly believe that 100%. As Brandon would say, bet the house on it. And then moving on from that, number 1, I got to give it to the EST, who this episode is named after. Bianca Belair, over 300 days as women's champion, the longest world championship reign of any black competitor in WWE, regardless of gender. She's been doing it, man. She has really, really come a long way from being in the Mae Young Classic, and just a incredible homegrown talent by WWE. Never wrestled on the indies before, walked into the Performance Center, and here we are all these years later. Main evented WrestleMania with Sasha Banks, first 2 black women to do so, won that SmackDown Women's title after winning the Rumble, and then she's just gone on to have a very fun rivalry with Becky Lynch. I know it was kind of sour grapes when Becky beat her for the title at that SummerSlam, but she came back around, went to WrestleMania, beat Becky for it, and then they had another match at SummerSlam last year, which was a nice little kind of end of that story, and her and Becky worked very well together. And yeah, she's done her stuff with Bayley. Bayley can bring out the best in anyone, but Bianca Belair, she's standing on her own 2 feet. She's made a nice name for herself, and she's kind of leaving behind a legacy. And some might say it's too early on to say that, but I'm not going to be that guy. I think when we look back at it, like 10 years from now, I think we would say, Bianca Belair, truly one of the best to ever do it inside of a squared circle, and she's exciting. She's fun to watch. But I need her and Charlotte to have a story. Bianca Belair, she's close. All she needs to do is beat Charlotte, then she would be the only woman in history, I believe, to beat all 4 horsewomen. So kind of need to see that happen, ASAP. I was at that Raw in Sacramento when it was before that Saudi show and all that was going on in, what was it, 2021? Yeah. Man, I was at that show, and she was wrestling Charlotte for the Raw Women's title and came so close to beating her, and just the chemistry that they had and the energy that was in that building. I'm like, oh yeah, this can be a multi-month program, and it's just going to be good, because Charlotte obviously genetically superior and all that. And I think that would be a great story, the genetically superior athlete versus the hybrid athlete, you know? But congrats to Bianca Belair and all her success. She's really paved the way for women, and especially women of color. You know, like, hey, you can do this. I know we've had other women's champions that have been African American. You know, Jacqueline had her run, and Alicia Fox had her run. Obviously, Sasha had all those awesome runs, but none of them lasted as long as Bianca's has. You know, I mean, I'm sure there are little girls in the crowd, you know, having ponytails and doing the swinging the ponytail and all that. She's an incredible role model. What a great ambassador they have for their company to move forward. And she's a champion. She embodies everything a champion should be, and that's what you want. That's really what you want. I could see Bianca Belair having probably 4 or 5 more world championship runs. She has 2 right now. She's currently in her second one. Let her run them up. You know, let her have multiple championship reigns. You know, and we do need the Bianca heel run eventually, but not now, because she's so big. It's unbelievable with her reactions she gets. And I know people kind of soured on the Alexa stuff. I'm just going off on a tangent. I'm trying to make up for, you know, all the stuff that I've missed since I've done the last one of these. I'll get back to the heel stuff in a second. But you know that they did kind of sour on the Alexa Bliss stuff. But hey, it is what it is. You know, the people are like, oh, that match wasn't really good for the payoff. But look, it happened, and you know the Uncle Howdy stuff is really what's going to be happening with Alexa. So I'm glad they at least finished the story. I know there were some weird moments and with the storytelling being done, but it is what it is. It happened. We're going to move on. Now back to the heel run. She could have a beautiful heel run. I honestly believe that. She could talk about how, you know, she had never wrestled before, came in here, picked this up like it was nothing. Being the hybrid athlete that she is, just kind of really showing her strength and athleticism and outdoing the people she's in the ring with. I think that would be fun for her to wrestle somebody and kind of have anything you can do, I can do better type of segment. I think that would be interesting to watch. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot more mileage for Bianca Belair. You can get a lot more mileage out of Bianca Belair. That's my point. She has a lot more road to cover. She's an incredible talent. She's fierce. She's exciting to watch. She has an amazing connection with the people, and she just gets it. She just gets the industry and the business. So, you know, congratulations to her on all her success. Congratulations to everybody that's on this episode of the Black Power Ranking. Seriously, they've all put in a lot of great work over the last year and a half, and it's been great to watch everybody. It's been great to watch all of them rise. I'm not sure when I'm going to do another one of these, but I don't want to promise weekly in case that can't happen. But they're going to be coming out. I will get at least two a month. Hopefully, I want to at least commit to that. Thank you guys so much. This has been episode 20 of the Black Power Ranking. Bulletcast is back on Thursday at noon. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. Talk about a lot of stuff, from fallouts from Raw, what happened on SmackDown. Hyping up whatever wrestling's going on in the Bay. And shout out to Oasis Pro. They had the Dreams and Nightmares at Gilman Brewery. Great show. Everybody that was involved played their part. They did the damn thing. Oasis Pro, one of the best new promotions out there, for real. And West Coast Pro, they had their show. They had their show Saturday night in SAC. I've seen footage. I've seen photos. It looked like a great show. But so this is going to wrap it up for the Black Power Ranking. Thank you guys so much. Until the next one. Yes, sir.